Today, we have a special triple feature with 3 different modern homebrew horror games for the Game Boy, which are The Mist, Opossum Country, and Bitterroot. The Mist is a 2022 GB Studio narrative horror story drawing heavy influence from the 2019 movie The Lighthouse as well as the Lovecraft mythos. The plot sees you take on the role of a devout Catholic lighthouse keeper who is traveling to a lighthouse, a supposedly cursed lighthouse, whose previous keeper has gone missing under mysterious circumstances. On your boat ride to said accursed lighthouse, a scene straight from The Shadow over Innsmouth plays out. The fisherman shows you a strange carved stone pulled from the ocean. Once on the island, you are free to explore. The game is more or less a playable story. Just do your daily task of lighting the lighthouse, listening to the radio, and being sure to pray before bed. During the night, strange dreams plague the keeper. Until he eventually abandons his duty to upkeep the light, as he becomes obsessed with solving the mystery of the lighthouse. For the atmosphere, I give it a 3. It's definitely a unique style of cosmic and body horror, with its Lovecraftian monsters, simple gameplay, minimal music, and short playtime. It might be great on a dark October night while listening to some Lovecraft stories, but the gameplay only gets a 1. To be honest, it's more of a visual story with some interactivity. While that story is good, the gameplay, or lack thereof, gets the lowest score. Opossum Country, made with the GB Studio and released December 2020, sees you play as a pizza delivery driver, making a delivery to a trailer park in the middle of the woods. After asking the residents about the pizza and noticing a seemingly abused girl who was eating out of the trash, you try to take her away, for only in horror movie fashion for the car to not start. You leave her to find a phone, and when you return, the girl is gone and your car is trashed. So you continue on, stealing a shotgun and a chainsaw, and meeting a man who is also looking for his brother Roy. You make your way to an abandoned radio station that has been converted into some kind of church. Then, searching in the back reveals, "Aw, that's some nice pixel gore right there." After fleeing from the church, you run back to the girl when, surprise, she has a possum crawling out of her skin. Once you shoot, the cult leader Bill cries over her little possum body and laments outsiders always fearing and stealing from them. just when they were being reborn. And that's the entire game. Definitely the shortest game on this list, and much like The Mist, it's mostly an interactive story, but at least there's a bit that feels like playing a game with the possum shooting segments. The atmosphere gets a good 2.5. There are some really spooky vibes going on with the Southern Gothic occult body horror plot and some amazingly gory pixel art. Also, the ending of you, the player, who are the actual monster, is a pretty good twist. But there just isn't enough game to give it a full 3. You don't get enough time with the material to truly set the mood. For gameplay, it's got more actual gameplay than The Mist, but it's shorter, so it gets the same score of a 1. Bitterroot, also made with GB Studio and released in 2021. It is also another interactive story, but this one feels a little more like an old school point and click game. You play as a woman whose car breaks down, and you take shelter in the haunted Bitterroot mansion. Once inside, you must explore and find items to progress. I like that, unlike the other two, you can get a game over in this game by not flashing the camera fast enough when being attacked by a monster. After moving from room to room and encountering the various ghosts within, eventually you will make it out of the mansion to reveal your dead body, having died from the car crash, the real reason your car was broken down at the beginning. I like the black and white style with just a little bit of red to spice things up. It gives it a old horror movie vibe. But for the atmosphere, I'm going to give it a 2.5. It has classic haunted house vibes, and the twist ending is classic. But like the prior games, it feels like there isn't enough time to let the mood truly set in before the game is over. For gameplay, I'll give it a 1.5. Just raising the stakes by having a way to essentially get a game over by having to rapidly press B to take pictures makes it feel more like a full game instead of just an interactive story.